Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 107 of our knitting, mainly knitting, but crocheting, sewing, crafting podcast.
Yep.
We're located 60 miles south of Chicago in Bradley, Illinois. You can find us on Ravelry. We have a group. We have a group on Facebook. We're on Instagram, and also our Etsy store, Knit for Brains Designs.
You can find me at Ravelry and on Instagram as Loopy Stitcher. And somebody asked in the chat how to spell Loopy Stitcher. Lupystitcher. But it's a play on myself having lupus. And you can also find my designs on Loopy Stitcher Designs on Ravelry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cough when you're... It's a very bad sinus today. I took a Claritin this morning, and I had to take 2 Benadryl later. I was having a reaction to something.
Well, it wasn't me, because I didn't come till late.
No, the funny thing is the last 3 days I came into my craft room, I end up with my throat starting to close up. I don't know what's going on. So...
Did you clean one too many times?
I don't know. I swear, my allergies get worse and worse all the time. It's, yeah. Shop news. Okay, the news. I did a midweek update. I have very little left. I was going to do an update today, but I have very little left. So let me show you the new items that you might not have seen if you don't follow us on Instagram. I did have these before, but I had sold out, and I had these also in medium bags again, but they've already sold out.
Wow.
And this is the only sock bag left. I sold all the rest of them. It does have a different interior than the first one. This is the sock size with the drawstrings. It still has a box bottom. Obviously, these are good for socks, hats, mitts, any small project, really. This is a new fabric. I'm going to do them according to fabrics. I don't remember what I called it in the shop. I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? This is the sock size. The top orange polka dot here is what's also on the inside. I have 2 of the sock bags. And then I have 1 of the medium zippered. And the inside of this is also the orange. Also in cats, which yet again... I've sold a lot of them, are my tie-dyed kitties. And the top gray with the white polka dots is what's on the inside. So I have 1 sock. I have 1 medium. All I have left in this one are the medium zippered bags. And this is the glittered unicorn, and it is glittery.
Look at that sparkle.
Yeah, it is very glittery. And then on the inside, put some more glitter, guys.
Oh, cool.
You know me, I like glitter.
Yep, she likes her glitter.
So I've
Anything
got
that's shiny.
2 of the medium bags there. All right, these went fast. They're not even technically in the shop yet. They should be by the time you see this. Well, if somebody doesn't purchase them before this goes up.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper bags. I have 1 sock bag. The inside is a marble fabric. I got 1 sock bag, 1 medium bag. That's it, folks. So those are the few new things in there. And that, again, is Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. My hair's shedding everywhere. Okay. Oh, stray back. All right, Karen. You got some foes?
1. It's not even very big. Okay. A couple of podcasts ago, we did the whole ornament debacle. I shouldn't say it's a debacle. I use the balls up pattern that's free on Ravelry, which is fine, but I am a tight knitter. And then Brittany had, I think, messaged me and suggested a different pattern, which I'm like, okay, I'll try anything. And this is what it looks like.
Somebody has to get going on them. We have a lot of balls.
Yep.
50 to be precise.
So, and then I'm a lot, I did do some modifications again to it, and actually probably ended up going a little further than I needed to. Just not too overly. So, but I do like the pattern, and this is called, this one says rolled edge ornament, but I think it just says Christmas ornament on Ravelry. And there is no way I'm going to be able to Benoltic. I don't know. I have no. It is a paid for pattern.
It's a sweater for your ornament.
Yeah. So that was an interesting, easy pattern to follow. She has several out there that you can purchase individually. I have a couple of the other ones that I'm going to plan on doing. It definitely made it a lot easier to knit with the plastic ornament inside of it. The first time around when I was trying to do the other one, it was a real struggle to try to get it around the ornament itself. And
so the other one, in case you missed it, she knit bottom to top.
Yeah.
This one goes top to bottom.
Yep.
So a little bit of a difference there.
And there's some stitch count differences too, and little bits of things. So it worked for me. That's it for finished object for Karen.
Okie dokie. I have a few. As I do, usually. This is my small one first.
It's a teamwork adventure.
Yeah. I had shown you previously, I had been working on you guys remember the scrubbies. So I had 2 done. Mm-hmm. I did 2 more. And still have a lot to go.
Is it getting any easier?
Well, yeah, because I did actually do these, because the first 2 I did when I was in the car. And I did not enjoy that because it made my neck hurt.
Yeah.
So I did these at home in the recliner, and I tried to not tighten a lot. Like, I tried to knit a lot looser. So that definitely helps. But, I mean, still not a joy to work with. But, I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is. And I'll get through it all at some point. That's fine. Figure I'll just do a few here and there. So that was 2. So that bag's gonna go back out to the living room. I don't remember what's in each bag. I still don't remember. Oh. I still don't remember. Okay, so I've done this hat before. The Rocky Ridge hat by Knox Mountain Knit Co. This time I did it in an adult medium. Yarn was Leading Men Fiber Arts Showstopper Steve and Andy colorway. And it looked like this. So a good man's color.
Mm-hmm.
And my hat looks like this. Now, this will kind of also include an acquisition. I bought new needles to try for the sock knitting. I told you guys last time I had ordered them. So I got the 2 sizes that I needed for this hat, which is 16-inch, a US 4 and a US 6. And I got the Rocket Squared to try because knitting hats kill my hands. So I knit this hat in 2 evenings, and I was not suffering from thumb pain.
Oh, good.
I had a tad bit of soreness here, not bad, but I think it was because of the difference of the needles. The first night, the second night I had nothing. It was fine. So I liked them. In fact, I ordered another pair to try for sock knitting, but couldn't get this brand because they don't have a 2.75. Don't have that size. Like, their 2 is something else.
Oh, okay.
So I switched to a different brand, and there was an option of a soft cable or a hard cable. Well, I was thinking a hard cable, like, not bendable hard cable.
Yeah.
So I got the soft cable. Mistake. You can't magic loop with it. You can't thread it through because it's like... Where are they? Oh, no, I didn't even bring them in here. I'll show them next time. It's fine. I'll use them for something else. And I mean, I didn't need them. I have plenty of sock needles, and typically my hands don't hurt when I knit socks because it's a smaller needle and the yarn's not very thick, that sort of thing. So, and you're not just knitting in the round.
Yeah, because you use magic loop.
Right. So, but yeah, I did like these. Everybody knows I don't typically like Addies because of the points. Addies are not as bad. It's the Hiya-Hiyas I really don't like. Because of the size and then the squareness, which, like, you don't even notice that they're square when you're knitting with them. Like, when you say square, people are like, oh, square? That's weird.
Yeah.
You don't feel it when you're knitting with them.
I think of a sharp edge.
Like, it doesn't feel like a complete square. It's more of a... It sounds stupid, but a rounded square. Like, it's more of a curved.
It's not nearly... Because I've seen some that are sharper edged, I think, when they first
These
came
are
out.
not bad, but it's enough, though, that it did seem to make a difference on my hand.
I see, though, that the number is on the...
Yes, that's nice.
The thing you don't like.
They put at least with it being on the cable, I can't wear it off.
Yeah.
Probably not as easy as it being here, because normal needles that it's on the actual needle itself, I wear off by the time I have one project done. Yeah.
Addie's was one of the first needles that I used that was more than just, getting a box, big box store investment, per se. And I really liked them, except for the one that, lost its plating or whatever, remember?
Yeah.
That was the only pair that I was like,
The only thing, like I said, though,
pair.
is their sizing is weird. Like, their size 2 is not the same as everybody else's size 2.
Yeah.
In millimeters. So, that I found very strange. Because otherwise I probably would have bought Addies to try for the socks. So, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what made me. I was on... Oh, yeah, I was being bad. I was on Etsy that day ordering stuff. Now, in my defense, I always have a defense, guys, if you haven't noticed this. In my defense, I was using a gift card I had been given for Christmas. So,
there you go.
Can't, So, yeah.
Gave you permission.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been sitting there since Christmas. So, I mean, how good have I been? So next time I will have a few more things to show. That'll be coming in, I know. So, yeah, finish the hat. So that's an FO. Sorry, Karen, I'm going over to your side.
Like, we need to mark this off.
I gotta put this there.
I'm used to it by now. She throws things towards my direction all the time.
This goes in the needles. This goes with the hat. Okay. Next up. Oh, wait. This goes this way. Because she's always saying I throw stuff.
She finds them later.
I do. I was sewing the other day, and I looked to the right And like down on the floor, there was a couple ball bands. I'm like, seriously. These were the ones I whipped and went flying past Karen's head. So the next one are socks that I was making for Wendy from Forbidden Fiber Co. out of their Rockefeller Christmas. Need those zings. That's what I typically use for sock knitting, are my zings. I do have some chagus, but honestly, I have probably a good 5 or 6 pair of the zings, and they are my preferred needle for sock knitting. As I said before, size 2. Yeah. Right, Karen?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, don't make me... I can actually read these. Yes. Size 2, 2.75, 40-inch cable. Because I do 2 at a time. This is what the yarn looks like.
It's pretty. I love the sparkle on.
Witness. Here you go, Karen.
Today I took some yarn out of one of my bags. I had the tag in it, and I'm like, put it in the cubby, and I'm like, I better not lose that.
Well,
I'm so here about it if I do.
Honestly, if I were to pull something from the vase that's like partially used, I don't keep the ball bands. Once I'm done making the main project with them, I pitch the ball bands because, yeah. So this is, yes, Wendy's big old feet. This is what they... I need to get a bit bigger sock blockers just so I can show Wendy's socks better. That's what they look like. So this is her... I want to say... Is it her third pair?
So are you keeping the box here, or are you giving it to her?
See the box? See the box down there?
Oh, okay.
I got a fancy box, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'll show you guys maybe the next episode. I didn't grab it this time. My sock blockers are from Knitting Left. So I might need to contact her and get a bigger pair. Since, you know. So yeah, those will go in her sock box. Another empty bag. Okay. I know what this is. It takes me a minute. Alrighty. Another pair of Point Edward mitts. The yarn I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but it's from Honeybee Knits. She doesn't dye anyways. So, and you have actually seen this yarn before because I previously knit a pair of mitts for Wendy in this colorway. And then she trashed them. So I knit her a second pair.
The mitts things has become a whole...
Yes, I've actually
thing on its own.
I have one more pair to make for Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
I have another pair to make for my friend, and then Abby approached me. She's the one that I made her 2 pair and her mother a pair.
Mm-hmm.
What does my mom wants to know what she has to do to get you to knit her boss a pair of mitts? As she's carrying in a case of Dr. Pepper to me.
The funny part is the fact that they're arguing about who she's going to knit for next.
And Wendy's like, oh, I'm first.
Because Wendy's, her gloves are trash, so she needs another pair of gloves.
She has other gloves from previous years that I've knit her. Yeah. So if you went in Wendy's coat, she's probably got like 3 pairs of knitted gloves in there. But I did tell her I finished these. I just show them on the podcast, and then I started her second pair, and she's like, oh, good, I'll have a pair for work, a pair for the car, a pair for home. I'm like, girl, how many pairs? I didn't know you needed designated pairs for certain things.
Well, apparently she does, because she wore the heck out of the other pair.
Right? So I will bring these to her on Tuesday. I'm like, oh my gosh, you people. It's crazy. Every time I turn around, it's like, can I have bits? Which, like I said, honestly, I don't care. I'm going to knit anyways. Mm-hmm. And it's nice that people are, appreciating them and wearing them. And so, oh wow, that landed right on my sewing desk. It's like standing straight up. So you want to tell them about our knit along since we're talking about
So I said, we might as well help out with, keeping her company, because there's been a couple of people that have put on that they've done.
I've seen pictures too.
So we're going to do a mid-along, and it's going
mid-a-thon, I thought you said. Or was it
mid-along? Mid-along.
No, maybe you said mid-along. Hold on. Let me refer.
She wrote it down.
I wrote it down because we keep changing. Mid-along. Okay.
Mid-along. And I say she.
Well, you are an administrator on Ravelry now. You could do it, but I'll take care of it.
We'll set up a chat and a finished object thread in Ravelry, and it'll last until we said March 31st.
Yes, March 31st. From now until March 31st.
Rules? Do we really want a lot of rules?
No. I'm gonna tell you like this. Mitts. Child mitt, adult mitts. Fingerless, gloves.
Yep.
Don't really care.
Yeah.
I know I will be asked because I am contacted with every knit-along, which I don't mind. It's fine. Whips are fine as long as they're no more than like half done.
You can't just have the thumbs to go.
Right. If you have one of the mitts done, but you still have to do the other one, by all means, jump in there. You can do multiples. So, if you end up knitting 10 mitts during that time span, enter all 10. And think ahead, guys. These mitts will make a nice gift for Christmas coming up.
Yep.
Be ahead of the game.
Or for the snow like we got today.
Yeah. Or if you have people that drive you nuts for knitting like I do. No. I have to guard mine.
Yeah.
I have mine in my pockets, and every time I'll go outside and I'll put them on, they'll be like, yours are just... No. No.
You have to draw the line somewhere.
This is the one knitted item I actually wear. Even Brett said, because we had to wait outside Goodwill the one day because, they were supposedly at capacity, which there's no way. And I whipped my gloves out of my... and he goes, wow, you're actually wearing something you knit? Like, just shut up. So, okay, so then I went down a whole nother craft rabbit hole because I wasn't having a good day. I did not want to sew anymore because I was having neck issues, and I did a lot of sewing over the last 2 weeks. What'd I say, 30, or was it 40?
I don't remember.
I think it was almost 40 bags I had done in the last 2 weeks. So I needed a break. So I was telling Karen, I literally just stood in the center of my craft room because Brett was sleeping, so I didn't want to go out there and watch TV. I mean, I could have watched TV in here, but it's such a small TV.
Compared to the other one, it's miniature.
Yeah. So
I can admit that now. Story. There was a point in time where she was complaining, and this is before I actually was coming over here on a regular basis, and we were just friends at knit night. And she was complaining because her TV was out, and Brett was piddle farting around trying to get knit fix or had to order a part or whatever. And she's like, "This is pathetic." She's like,
"It's too small.
It's like watching it on a computer. I can't see it." I'm like, come on, it can't be that bad. She sends me this picture with this little TV in front of her. I don't know.
Back then, it was the one that I gave you. So was it 56?
52? Maybe 52, 56 inch TV. And it literally looked.
This little bitty thing in front of it. She goes, oh.
Well, and the problem is with the way her living room is set up is that the length, it's a long distance between where her recliner is and the TV. So it's like you need binoculars. Well,
and could you imagine now if that happened again? Because I upgraded to an even bigger TV. And I gave Karen mine. So now I have an even bigger TV. So if he had to give me the one out of the craft room, I'd just be like,
this ain't happening. That's
No.
what she
No.
this ain't happening. She
So-
hadn't put it on your coffee table.
Yeah. Could you put it on my table, mate, right in front of me?
Then it would take her like, no, I don't think that's quite right. Can you send it? Can you send her here?
Hey.
No, wait a minute. Don't.
You have witnessed me with the TV being moved, haven't you?
Yeah, well, there's been a
it's-
couple of times where, like, you cleaned or he's cleaned or, like, when you've arranged because of the Christmas stuff
Yeah.
or putting it away or whatever, and the coffee table got moved. And, like, you're like, I just don't think it's in the right place. And I go to the one time I went to go put up my recliner. I'm like, ooh, this is even close. So even I went, shoot, pushed it a little bit. She's
Yeah.
like, that's right.
Well, and the TV absolutely drives me insane. Like, if he does something with the TV where, like, he's disconnecting, so he's moved the TV, I'm like, I don't think that's angled right. No, I don't think that's right neither. Well, and then when I took down the Christmas tree and I put that blue table back in there, that drove me insane because it was not in the right spot either. This is how I am.
She needs to put marks of tape on the floor.
I don't do well with...
That's okay.
Yeah. So I stood in the middle of my room and went, what can I do? I need to do something. What can I do?
There's a lot in here she can do.
So, I did some stuff, guys. I started up. I made a bowl.
What? No.
Because why wouldn't you? Have you never wanted to make a bowl?
Apparently not.
No.
It's not the first thing I would think of.
Well, that's what I thought of. It'll be cute. You put like some little wrapped mints or, or put some notions in there, some stitch markers, whatever. I don't know. It's not perfect, but I did it.
So was this part of like a kit or just something you thought of?
No, it was a kit that I got at some point. When I opened it, though, it was supposed to have 3 different sizes. It only had 2 of the bowl forms. So that was a little disappointing. But this was actually a good size. The paper that you use, it was pre-cut into circles. And it obviously has the print on both sides. And it's kind of like a slick, like it has a coating. So you couldn't, use like a regular paper because the glue mixture, which basically it smelled just like Elmer's glue. It's like a Mod Podge kind of thing, would seep into a regular paper. But I actually have some of that paper in my scrapbook center where I could cut out, like punch out more circles if I want to make more bowls. I have some really cute Christmas paper. So I could make some Christmas bowls. So this was a process. You basically, and I'm watching the video because the instructions were not in the box. And I'm like, looking at it and I'm going, oh, that shouldn't be no big deal. Do I really need to look at it? And I'm like, I should probably look this up. So there was a YouTube video, step by step, that told you, okay, first, and the lady was cracking me up. She's got the circle in her hand and, her little foam brush. And she's like, and you want to put glue generously on both sides. If you get it on your fingers, it's okay. No, really, it's okay. As I'm standing there going, I got a whole lot on my fingers, lady. Is it still okay? So then you put it that you start at the outside of the bowl frame and go all the way around and you just keep sticking these on. And then they're kind of sticking up everywhere and you're like, uh-oh.
It's not like
It's okay. The lady said so. So you have to leave it dry, set for like 20 minutes. And then you take the end of your foam brush and you just start pushing it down and it's just kind of tacky so it sticks. Then you have to wait for the glue to dry clear. And then you have to do a whole entire coat. Wait for it to go clear again. A whole nother coat. Then leave it for 5 days. Then take it off the bowl form.
Oh, so it has to stay on that form the whole time. And
then you have to do the inside coating. And let that go clear. So it was a process. My hands got quite messy. I don't know what that lady said, that it was just going to be a little glue. No, there was a lot of glue. But I made a bowl, guys. It would be really fun to do with kids. Definitely. I mean, took care of a little bit of my time in the afternoon, so
Yeah.
and I have a bowl.
Kept you occupied.
Kept me occupied. So from there, I went to the felting kit,
Oh.
as one does. And this was just basically some of the wool and a cookie cutter.
Oh, okay.
And you put it into the cookie cutter. And you know, if you've watched this before, when I was doing this, you stab.
So
Okay.
she could get her frustration
If nobody has, if you're a high anxiety ridden person and you have not needle felted, I highly recommend it. But watch the fingers, because let me tell you, those needles hurt. So I made 2 little butterflies. So that was my second project. Well, then
You were just like on a roll.
then I decided the cards that Brittany had sent me, I was going to finally put away into the box where I put my cards. So I was looking at them and I went, oh, I have this stamp set. Maybe I should make some cards. So then I tear down all, well, what I do with my cards? I don't know, I can't find them. Well, then I find like a whole freaking big cute, like, I could make enough cards for a card store, Kim.
Because you don't do one
So I did
of anything.
So I did 15 cards, as one does. You don't do one.
Right.
So, I mean, they're just, I'm sorry, the same with the little knitting keeps us from unraveling. And I just used all different colors. I didn't have a black ink pad, which I found to be very crazy. So I had to use a blue one. I figured, oh, good enough. So I got a little purple one, a little green one. Then I did some bigger ones, like with blue and some flowers and so on and so forth. So yeah, I made 15 of them. So now I can put these away, and then when I send out stuff, if I need to put little notes.
So was
I got
Brett
cards.
awake by the time you got done with your adventure in here?
No, I think I did some. Yes, no, he did. He did, because this was also a process. I can't. The whole day was a process. So first, I had to take the white paper and I had to stamp these on it. Well, then you don't want to touch it and cut it. It needs to dry. So I set that off to the side. Well, then I took and cut these down, the paper down, and put onto the cards. Well, then I decided I was going to put my Knit for Brain stamp on the back. So then those had to dry. And then I did the yarn skein. So then those had to sit and dry. So I had like stuff everywhere just trying to see this.
An assembly line of crafting projects all over.
It went crazy.
Surprised you didn't send me a picture.
All right. I sent one to Brittany, and I was like, so this happened. And I'm like taking a picture of the bowl and the felting and the cards. She's like, wow. Like, right? I think also that afternoon I picked out more skeins of yarn to be caked. I mean,
why not? Why be, biased on which? Let's include them all.
I mean, what? Yeah. Well, and it was funny because had I not ran out of time, I probably would have ended up starting a scrapbook. That was my next place. What? That was my next place I was going to go was a scrapbook. Which I believe I have some new ones up in my closet. So I probably would have been digging around my closet had he not gotten up at that point.
You have to clean your craft room after you've crafted.
I know, right? Well, I have to say, it was kind of nice, though, because typically when I'm in this room, I'm just sewing bags.
Yeah.
Like, I don't take the time to do any of the other crafts. Just because I feel like I need to be sewing, you know. So it was kind of nice, and I do need to, like, do that and make more time for some other things as well, so. But, I mean, I got cards now, so.
Crafting is definitely great stress management. I have encouraged my daughter that a lot. She had picked up crocheting, and she calls me, and I'm like, so have you crocheted lately?
That's a calm down. So, yeah, things were happening in the craft room.
So, you get into that rhythm and you start doing that, and then you feel better.
So, that's finally all my FOs.
Wow.
I had a few. And even
and
some that
there weren't a whole lot of, I mean, knitting-wise, compared to what you normally do.
a hat, socks, mitts, 2 scrubbies.
Yeah. Pretty small. I mean, just as small for you.
Yeah.
In terms of knitting-wise.
I did a lot of sewing.
Yeah.
So, and also I was working on the shawl. I had a couple nights that I was just zoning out. I was having zone out nights again.
It happens.
Where I just sit there going, okay, I'm going to bed. I had a couple nights I'm like, it's got to be time for bed. And I look and it's like 5:30. Crap. Yeah, if I go to bed now, I'll be up at 2 a.m. Not happening. All right, before we move on, let's do coupon codes.
Coupons.
Cherry Pie Cottage on Etsy. If you spend $100, you can get yourself 10% off by using the code discount100. Amanda Rake Cole on Ravelry. If you'd like to knit up some of her wonderful designs, you can hop over there and use code KFB19 for 20% off. Alrighty. Oh, this is a good one to take advantage of. Lollipop Girl Yarns on Etsy. This is good on her hand-dyed yarns and her patterns. Use code KFB15 for 15% off. Now's a good time to use it. She has her Christmas in July Advent up. The coupon code will work on it. Now, I will warn you, she is getting very low in stock. For fingering weight, she has one 20-gram kit, 2 10 grams. For DK, she is down to 3 20 grams and 3 10 grams. Once they're gone, folks, and you're going to be jealous when we show ours.
I used it and got mine this week. Because my birthday's in July, so it's happy birthday to Karen.
There you have it.
And Christmas in July.
Okay. There's our coupon codes for this episode.
And commercial time is over.
Commercial time.
That's what I felt like we were in a commercial.
Well, sometimes I get tired of reading the same one. I'm trying to spice it up for you guys.
Enjoy.
Okay, I have our title. Can you read my writing?
No.
Okay.
We weren't sure. You'll see.
You'll see. Whips. Got some whips?
Yep.
I only have 4.
6, 7.
See? She's a whipping. I had one more. Well, I would have had one more because I tried to cast on those socks, but those needles were like wet noodles. And I was too lazy to get up and get more noodles.
Just see you trying to knit with those.
I did my cast on, and then I go to pull it. I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know. But then when I get to and I'm like, this ain't working. They were the saddest little needles. I will remember to show you guys next time.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
All right, let's see. Let's start with what you guys have already seen over and over.
Maybe they want to see something new, Karen.
Yeah, well, I'll get to something new. They just have to be patient.
Gosh, you guys were told.
But I was like in a mode. Okay. This is a process.
Would you not do that right as I'm trying to get? You sounded like me with my bowl. It was a whole process.
Oh, this is when you're organized and you have the actual the yarn and I better add this and the actual ball bands and a pretty picture to go with the pattern this time instead of black and white. This is a Grande double wrap by Cozy Up with the shot of brioche, and I'm doing the brioche. Getting down there on the yarn. Let's see. Getting closer. Here's the two colors I'm using. And the gray is by Why Not Fibers, called Stardust. And they're sparkle, superwash, nylon, and stellina, 75, 20, and then 5. And then the pink is from Sin City Yarns, and it's her hand dyed. There's no colorway with it. Fingering weight, 80-20. That's that. I'm cruising right along. I was at the market the last time. Little Care Bear.
Look at you go.
Yeah, that's quite a bit for brioche, for first time brioche knitting. And there's been a couple of times where I had to go back. Ooh, get out of there. A few rows at one point, a couple of times. Not majorly bad, but that's pretty good. They have measurements. I'm just going to keep going until I'm out of the gray. Who knows how long that's going to take. There's really not a whole lot left. So,
Look at me, I'm like,
yeah, there's just this much left of the gray. So,
oh, yeah, you don't have a whole lot.
however long that lasts, that's how long I'm going to go in the brioche. So that's a lot of progress.
Yeah, with that one, I don't remember if it says, it might actually say it on the pattern. Black it before you
connect
it.
Finish
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, next. And another colored. I'm proud of myself. You think I almost did this before.
She bought colored ink for you people.
Oh, it's only going to last for so long. Yarn Cafe Creations. Moving to the Country Shawl, and it is a free pattern on Revelry. And the colorways for the yarn are both from 3 Irish Girls and her Adorn Luxe. It's her 85-15 merino nylon base. The almost like tonal is called Stonewash.
Matches your shirt.
Yeah, it's like. And then this one's called Chambray. And I'm cruising right along on this puppy too. The last time I was where the pink marker is. So that's getting along in the second color. Oh, don't lose those.
You'll be like, oh, I showed them last time. Refer back.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah, and don't drop them on the floor because I'll pick them up thinking they're ones I threw and throw them in the garbage.
Right. Okay, let's go with the new one.
Oh, look.
What do you know? See
See,
that
she
works?
was listening.
Oh. So I have this in a sock bag. Here's the hat.
Oh, excuse me.
Isn't that pretty? So I need a new hat. There's the card. This is Madeline Tosh. And the colorway is called Thunderstorm, and it's like a bulky, they're super bulky. I thought it said, oh, I did. I know I looked at that before I got it. 100% superwash merino wool. There's really no twist. It's very nice. It's extremely soft. And you can't really tell. There is some mixtures of some different blues in there. It almost looks gray, but there you go. There's a shot right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the different blues that run through it. So, really soft. There's that. Put that back in there. And the pattern I'm doing is another free pattern, a free pattern by Cozy Up that they just released called, this cracks me up, Chubby Buttons. Which I've quite enjoyed. And I'm on this one too. I'm going to just keep going until I'm pretty much done with the yarn. I think there's more yardage in what they had for their pattern. So I actually extended the length of my ribbing a little bit compared to what the pattern says. So started that last night. Didn't take long. When I need a break from my paper. Ching ching. There's that. Just moving right along. I told you I got a lot. I may not have finished a project, but I did a lot of knitting.
She's working on a lot, so.
Okay. So I think the last time we podcasted, oh lordy, what a mess.
So you didn't listen to that talking to.
Yeah, I know. It's caught up in there.
Yeah, just show it.
I had ended up catching up to, there we go. Had cast on another sock and actually caught up and started doing it 2 at a time. So you can see there I did about an inch or 2, inch and a half. You looking for something?
What I did with my sock blockers.
Oh,
Yeah, I was going to hand you one, but I don't know what I did with mine.
no, you didn't throw it at me.
No, well, I don't see them on the floor neither. Well, I guess we'll have to look for them when we're done. That's weird.
Shut up this way so you can see how much progress I made. Here's where the progress. Keepers. So, that's been going with me. When we go out dinner occasionally. And the other day I just caught myself up on, just kept knitting away. The yarn is Night Owl Fibers. It is a Harry Potter monthly club that she had done. I want to say 2019, and I think it's called Dragon's Egg or something along that line. But I know she doesn't. Sometimes she re-releases them, but I think it's been over a year since she did that one. Not enough, really. I made a little bit of progress. Just a couple little rows on this pair of socks, which is we know is like one of the Christmas
Advent
events that couple of Christmas, not this past Christmas, the Christmas before, because I'm so fast.
You'll get them done at some point.
Yeah, I will. Okay. 2 more.
Just getting there, folks.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay. Okay. You guys have seen this before. This is a really pretty picture now.
Now you can actually see it.
DK. It is a pay-for pattern by Jamie Hoffman. And you can see it is actually reversible in terms of whether you wear the V in the front or in the back. I am holding my Advent calendars double. The main colorway I'm using, there it is. Just by Cherry
so
Pie.
proud, guys.
I'm proud of myself.
Make sure y'all give her a thumbs up for that.
Because this is 2 podcasts in a row. I'm going back and forth with it and up and down the stairs in the house. And it's called Skellington is the main color. And it's kind of looking pinkish, but it's really not. It's whites and grays.
It might only look that way to us and not them.
Yeah. And then Jenny's hooking me up. Reached out to her. She's like, I was wondering. I'm like, yeah, kind of looked. And I'm like, I'm not going to be happy if I end up switching. So let's see. Where was I? I only did a couple of rows. There's a lot of stitches on here. I ended up doing a couple of rows on this. It's hard to tell. About a 1/2 inch on this one. So I'm getting there. I'm almost to the point of splitting for the sleeves, which the V is actually this way. Didn't really start to see how the V is starting to happen with that. So, and a lot, the mini skeins are from multiple Advents, and a lot of them don't have their colorways attached to them. Okay, and I picked up a different craft. Well, not a different craft. I went back to an old one.
See, you branched out too.
This is called the Neat Ripple pattern on Ravelry. There's really not a good picture of it that I could. It is a free pattern, but it's definitely to like a more like to a website. The yarn I'm using, I even saved this, is by Patton's Beehive Baby Sport. Just an acrylic nylon blend that I'm using as a main color, and then I'm mixing it up with actually a lot of, well, when she used to dye, the whips on sticks. So far is what I'm using for the most part. I think there's a couple of leftovers in terms of, but it's just going to be
this is funny because I just got done saying today about taking out my crochet
and
blanket.
I didn't say a word.
Because I haven't worked in mine in probably a year or more.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't think I would be one to pick this up.
Well, it's such a good use for the minis and the leftovers and the scraps and
yeah. So I'm actually almost. There is what is this? Oh, 359 yards in one skein, and I've almost gotten through a full skein. And trust me, there's been a couple of times where I've had to, I'm like, whoa, that's... So once I get into the rhythm of doing it, a couple of times I found that I was really pulling it kind of tight. So, but Amber from Yard Hoarder podcast had showed many of hers just recently, and I was like, I think I might just pick that up and do that. But usually I like to do, if I'm gonna do a blanket, it's definitely crochet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a heck of a lot faster.
I completely agree with that.
I have no interest in doing just a fingering weight for me personally.
Mine's just a fingering weight. Although I don't know. I got to see how far I think I'm quite a bit, but I don't know. I might be rethinking it, and I don't know. We'll see.
Some of that is just like the tension. For me, the thinner.
Well, the thing I found with the fingering weight crochet is I will only work on it at home. Mm-hmm. It's not a good car thing.
But see, I can set this down on the floor while I'm working and just like pick it up and just be like, okay, crochet away. So that's my last whip.
Okay. I got a couple. Not a whole lot. I have no idea what's in what bag. Okay. Point Edward mitts. Wendy's new pair. I am using Crystal Skies hand dyed. Soft and sturdy chocolate raspberry Christmas. It's attached. And I literally just started. Okay, my DPNs are stuck into something. That's okay. Okay, thought I pulled one out. It was the extra one. So yeah, just got started.
So when you do that, do you pull from the inside and the outside?
No, I have it caked into two balls.
Two. Gotcha.
You know I'm an outside puller.
Yeah.
So. That was habit. That's what always
what happens.
And then I walk with them. Mm-hmm. I'll have 4 of them in there, and I'll be like, I can't find my DPNs. And he'll be like, they're in your hair. It happens. Well, otherwise I'm always afraid they're going to roll underneath the couch.
Yep.
Okay, so that's one. So that's got to go to the couch. Well, this is a Wendy project too. Oh, you guys haven't seen these. So, I don't think. No, you haven't. The yarn is Ba Yarns. It's Champagne Supernova. Doot.
That almost looks like Easter egg colors.
I know, right? That was my thought too. Oh, I brought this to work with me. There's my snacky. I'll leave that in there for Wednesday's truck. So there's those. They're really pretty. Okay, so this yarn, and this is not a negative comment whatsoever, so don't take it as that. Reminds me a lot of Fleechy sock.
Oh, really?
The Fleechy has like a really, really soft kind of... I actually like working with the Fleechy. It does kind of... the feel of it reminds me of that.
It's interesting how it's striped, but it looks like it almost like fades striped. Like in the middle of it.
This is an 80-20 blend. Yeah.
Like that purple. It almost looks like they faded it.
Yeah. It's really, really pretty.
Yeah.
So I think she'll like the... Was these the one? Yeah, no, actually, these were the ones I had Wednesday. And she was there for truck and was like, that's really pretty yarn. Tell me those are for me. Yes, they're for you. So...
It's like, what would you do if I did?
I know. I'm like, no, they're not for you. I only knit you socks out of ugly yarn. Sorry. Well, she had her hand knit socks on truck day, too. I'm like, aren't you going to get kind of hot? Whatever. Whatever makes her happy. Okay. In my sparkly Dr. Pepper bag. I've got the Casablanca shawl still. And I find that I have to practice self-control with this because I could literally just sit there and knit this.
Oh.
So I have not been picking it up as much as some other things just because if I pick it up, I don't want to put it down.
Gotcha.
So I've been trying to like not work just exclusively on that. So the yarn is from Arkansas Yarn Co. Oh yeah, Sad Gnome is that one. Her tags are a little bit harder to store. I know I'm going to remember this colorway as soon as I open this.
Blue something.
Oh, yeah? Nope, Uncle Sam. Nice try, Karen. Well, you have to have two different size needles because you switch back and forth between them throughout the whole freaking project, which really is not a big deal. So I don't know why I said that. Freaking. So last time, this is always hard to show. I was down here. So I got all that done. That was just one night.
I guess so.
So, yeah. It's coming out really pretty.
You almost can't see your stitch marker. It flashed there and it's like blue too.
Yeah. Get ready to start. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I could be wrong. No. Am I getting that? Oh, I'm on section... I'm at the end of section 5, and there is 10 sections. Yeah. So, yeah. There's that.
Sometimes it's yarn too. I'm sure you like the blue sparkle yarn there too.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the both the yarns are the ones that Lori sent me for Christmas along with the bag.
Mm-hmm.
And Lori, Arkansas Yarn Co. is the queen of sparkle, so there's that. And then also out of Lori's yarn, which is our advent calendar a couple times back, so I'm not going to actually show you the specific yarn because it's just everywhere in here. I had knit her sweater out of it, so now I'm using the leftovers. And I basically am making Peanut another scrappy sweater.
Oh, that's coming along.
So I was right there. So I did a bit. I don't know what the heck I've been knitting on all this time because I don't know. Seems
I
like
made up for it this time.
I'm missing a project. I swear I'm missing a project. I think I'm missing a project. So this is gonna be really cute. Peanut, where's your knitwear?
Probably on the couch.
I'm wondering if there was something that I gave away already or something. Let me look at my camera roll. Because I think I showed you guys the other mitts already. Yeah, because they're deleted. Maybe I do have another project on the couch. Because I feel like I'm missing something.
Another pair of mitts?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I might just be nuts. That's hard
I'll
saying.
be quiet.
So yeah, that's all I've been whipping on. Not a whole lot. Acquisitions, Karen?
I have one.
Okie dokie. Do share.
I have another one at home. I just did not bring it. I did receive the second month for the ancestral yarn, so I will show that next month.
Does she still have the newest box on her?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Wait, what's today's date? Yes. I'm gonna go there.
The last time we, you want to show that?
Yep, hold on. Okay, so the next box subscriptions are now available for her spring 2021 Mystery Yarn Club. You get a box each month in March, April, and May with one variegated skein or one variegated skein and a coordinated semi-solid. Depends which level you go. And the first box also includes a sock size project bag by Knit for Brains. And I believe that's like her inspiration picture there. You can see Ancestral Yarns. That's her shop. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I believe they are on sale, I want to say at least to the 14th, because I believe it's the 15th. No, the 15th, because I believe right after the 15th is when she contacts me and lets me know how many bags and stuff. Well, if this is... Yeah, because it starts in March. Yes. So, till the 15th. Etsy. Yes. Yes. Yes?
It's late.
It is. And I'm all over the place.
She'll get her second wind after the podcast. I have to mention, though, before we go forward, love your nails.
Oh, thank you.
You haven't shown... they're like all different colors. Like,
yeah. And lots of glitter.
Like we couldn't decide, but they all glitter.
Yes. Well, my last ones weren't as glittery because they only had the tips glittered. And I was kind of having a bad week. And when I went in there, and I normally don't give her any input whatsoever on my nails. She just does what she wants. And I sat down there. She says, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I need glitter. Lots of glitter. Glitter upon glitter. As much glitter as you can give me." She went, "Okay." Peanut loves them. First thing she noticed when I saw her the other day.
Yeah.
And she comes up and she does like this with her finger. And she goes, "Ooh, pretty."
It's adorable. Okay, so the last time we were recording, we talked about Night Owl Fibers and how we, like, that night I ordered. Here's a card. The colorway I got was Love You More. It's our Valentine's, and it's a very pretty self-striping. It is $75.25. So I really like that. With the mauves and the pinks. Very me. And there's even some speckling going on there, so I really like that.
Okay, so sticking with Night Owl, I got 2 skeins from her as well. So I got her Gilmore Girls, Where You Lead, I Will Follow, which I knew right away I needed that one. 2 new ones are up now for Gilmore Girls and Friends. I already ordered the one. It's Suki. And then I hadn't ordered the Friends, and then we watched their podcast.
Yeah.
And we went, okay, we need that. Because I'm splitting these with Karen. So this one is I'll Be There For You. It's really, really pretty. So, got those 2 from her. I got another Christmas present. They just keep coming. I like it. So, Amy had this notebook done for me with my name on it.
Oh, that's cute.
So that's really cute. She's like, use it for podcast notes or whatever. And then she made me a bag.
Oh.
Look how cute that is. She's got the little handle. It's got the drawstrings. The inside is the same as this bottom fabric, which she knows I like sparkle. So you can see that sparkle. So that is really nice. So I'm gonna put this in my bag rotation and get something in there fairly soon.
That's cute.
Yeah, I love it. I went to Dollar Tree the other day to get tissue paper, and I ended up getting a couple crochet hooks.
Because that all makes sense.
You know, as one gets at the Dollar Tree. Well, they've really expanded their craft section at the one over here. They got some yarns, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, got a 5 and a 5.5 millimeter.
And with the nice little handles, too.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I was at...
So, not bad for $1.
Yeah. I wish I would have went there instead of the big box store because I got a hook, but it didn't have the cushy handle, and then I lost that hook. It like just... Here's the funny part. I'm crocheting on my recliner. And I set it on the side to get up to answer the front door. And I know how you don't answer the front door.
That's your first problem.
And Chuck is sitting right next to me. And he gets up and goes to do something. And the crochet hook disappears. It like into a black hole. I'm like, we have a wood floor. You'd think it would ting.
You would, yeah.
It didn't. But I mean, I rocked that puppy upside down. I stuck my hand through all the cushions, and I'm like, it couldn't have gone anywhere. I'm like, thank God I looked at size hook. Otherwise, I'd been really messed up. But they didn't have, when I went to go, they didn't have the ones in the size I purchased. It was just the metal ones. And didn't have the actual,
so that's
like,
what
grip on it.
you're using now is just metal?
Well, I went and I had a exchangeable thing that I'm using, but it's like, it's almost too big. I'm like,
Because I was going to say, I had, if you were using just a metal one, I believe I still have the cushy things that you can slide onto the metal
well,
one.
the problem is I lost it.
Yeah, but you lost
down
it,
the hole of the chair. I'm like, I got like, it's an H. It's not like it was real difficult.
Remind me, when we're done, to give you one of the crochet hook cases.
Okay.
That I have. They also, I showed them quite a while ago on here, and I have some extras. I love mine for my blanket. So it's basically, it came from the dollar store too. It's a metal tin.
Okay.
And the lid flips open, and it fits your crochet hook in there perfectly.
Okay. I remember you showing
So, like, when you're not crocheting with it, if you put it in that tin, you won't lose it at, like, the bottom of your bag, especially, like, when your bag gets, your blanket gets bigger. They are kind of noisy, though. Like, you can rattle it, but
I was just so frustrated. It's like, how can you lose in, like literally 2 minutes a crochet hook and it just, like, it disappeared.
You're talking to the one that, how many times do I go, hold on, I gotta find my remote.
Or your
How many times a night when you're over do I say that? Okay, so then I have a couple Goodwill finds. Okay, guys.
Oh, that's adorable.
Is that not adorable? Okay, I keep telling myself, no more 31 bags. I have a closet full of 31 bags.
You think you sold them?
I know, right? I probably have more than somebody that does sell them, let's be honest. But look how stinking cute that is.
That is adorable.
I loved it. And then I got some Knitpicks yarn. It's Knitpicks Shine Sport.
Is that like a cotton?
Oh, it is. 60% cotton, 40% modal. Yeah, I didn't even
That's
realize
probably
it
the
was.
shine that's
I didn't even realize it was cotton, but yeah, it's really nice and soft.
yeah.
So I got 4 skeins of that. There we go, some more cotton. And a little hoo-hoo mouth bag. Hoo-hoo. That's all my acquisitions. I haven't been getting a lot. Well, I say that, but
I have a couple things I ordered.
I do too. And I even ordered, sit down people, because you know this doesn't happen. I ordered 2 bags.
Oh, wow, yeah. Because as a bag maker, it's probably...
It's harder to buy a bag because you're like, oh, I could make that.
Yeah. I can get that fabric and do it for myself.
I enjoy having bags made for me. Like, I love getting them for gifts because, like, I know the work that goes into them. Like, Amy sending me that, like, I know the work that she put into it. So it's always fun to get a bag. So yeah, I don't typically buy bags, although I shouldn't say that. I will buy bags because there's styles that I don't do, like a ginger snap. I've purchased bags
like
for
the medicine bag, like
medicine, right? And it's not that I can't do them, but or if there's cute fabric or naughty fabric. So, and you will understand when you see the bags why I got them.
Okay.
You will be laughing. So, okay, update on my TV watching, because I know everybody out there wonders. I finished Saving Hope. Okay. It was really sad. Like, at one point, okay, so the last episode, I'd say like the last 20 minutes or whatever, he goes walking through them, and I'm kind of like, don't cry. Don't cry.
Oh, I thought I would be crying.
But then it kind of went into happy then, but was still kind of like, oh, but still. Yeah. So, finished that. The lady, Margarita something, I think. I have an awful memory, guys. That had recommended
Marcella?
Shadowhunters to me.
I think it was Marcella.
Hold on, I don't think so. I think it's Marguerite something. She Instagrammed me. Hold on, let me look my message. Margarita.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because it's like Margaritaville. So she had recommended it to me, the Shadowhunters, which you guys know I thoroughly enjoyed. We won't even go back there again.
Right.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, though. Had messaged me on Instagram about another show, and it was funny when she said, hey, if you like crime, FBI, things, check this one out. And when I saw the name, well, she actually sent me the picture and everything of it, I went, oh, I remember seeing that advertised on TV. It had been a new series at one point, and I was like, oh, that looks really interesting, but never watched it. So I started watching that this week, Blind Spot. I'm on season 1 still. Hooked. So, got my show. No, ladies, there's not a lot of eye candy. It's not like the vampires where there's a lot of shirts coming off, stuff like that. It's more of like your FBI or FBI Most Wanted, which I watched both of those, or even like if you've not heard of those or watched those, NCIS, but kind of in a different manner. It's kind of that genre. So, also, 2 shows have now returned back to TV with new episodes, both on the CW. Charmed is back on. That I had still pre-set up on my DVR, so I didn't miss an episode. I missed an episode of Legacies. But that's okay. That's okay. I have it set up now. Yesterday I watched the episode, I think it's on Thursdays, from this, which would have been the second episode, so I missed one, but it wasn't a big deal. So that's back on, so that's good. I'm still waiting for Lucifer. And there was something else I was waiting for, too. I don't know. So that's where I'm at right now. Blind spot. So I will eventually get to True Blood. I was going to check out Pretty Little Liars. I have like all of these saved that you guys recommend for me to check out.
I crash finished really like 2 nights. Finished the rest. Vikings, the last of the Vikings came out. And it was funny because Chuck comes walking and he's like, "What's this?" I said, "Vikings." Huh. Interesting. I'm like, "You're too late to the show."
Should have been
here a while ago. So I thoroughly enjoyed. I don't know. I was kind of torn a little bit about the ending on that.
Well, it couldn't have been too bad. You didn't message me like I messaged you. Going,
I know,
girl, this was awful.
Well, and I know you don't get into the. You didn't get into Vikings. I just, Jenny. Not for sure if I like the actual last. I don't know, last 2. Considering how the whole, and I realized originally they only planned for that show to be like a mini series, like 2, maybe 3 seasons, maybe 3. I think it was pretty sure it was 2, but because it became so popular, they kept on and on with
and
all the
sometimes
episodes.
they just go on and on too much.
I think this last one they really stretched it further than it probably needed to go.
Just let it go.
There were some definitely some interesting endings for a couple of the characters, but in the very end, I was like, "Oh, there he is!" And Jenny will know who I'm talking about. I guessed it as soon as they walked up, which I thoroughly enjoyed that part. So I finished that up. What else did I finish up? I finished up like 3 series. Oh, I know what I finished, and it's the Dark Materials, which is based off of a book series, which is on HBO, and I think they're going to have a 3rd season, which, considering after the 1st season, they weren't even going to do, because it wasn't very popular. Then it got popular afterwards. I don't know. So I finished up that one. And I started Vampire Diaries. I'm not for sure if I'm hooked yet.
Those brothers.
I gave myself a little bit of a break from Supernatural just because there's a lot of shows in every series. And there's like, I don't know, 15 seasons. And I'm like, okay, I need to give myself a break for a little bit.
Well, I will say the Vampire Diaries is more like teen.
Yeah.
But then when you go into the originals, it's definitely like steps above that.
Okay.
So, but I really feel like, you could probably start at the originals and figure out what's going on, but you kind of get like they flow together.
Well, it was just funny because originals kept popping up, and that's why I messaged you. I'm like, Is the original's the first one? Because like Netflix kept, when it suggested for me, because I watched Supernatural, I'm like, it never showed the Vampire Diaries as as something that I would.
The originals was the best because, like I said, then Legacies has kind of been like, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like more far fetched out there kind of thing.
Okay.
So,
okay, we'll see.
I think the originals had like more of a storyline to it than like the other two for sure.
Yeah. So
there's that.
That's it for me for the TV front.
So yeah,
I've been watching more movies than anything else. Yeah, and I know you don't get into movies, but the nice thing about movies is that I can just like sit down and watch it for 2 hours and just like knit away.
Well, I mean, I can sit down and binge my stuff for 6 to 8 hours and just knit away.
I can do that too.
I'm just saying.
I can do that. I can do that with like Game of Thrones. I was able to do that with like Vikings. It'd be like, oh, I should go to bed. No, I'll watch one more.
Well, and I've been kind of bad about keeping, like I tried the other day to kind of catch up a little bit on my DVR because I've been like not really watching my regular stuff. So I did go on there and watch like FBI Most Wanted, NCIS's, Law and Orders. Okay. I have like 23 episodes of Days of Our Lives still waiting. And I used to be clockwork.
Yeah.
Like I didn't.
Really upset if that was interrupted on.
Oh, yeah. Which I'm sure I have a few days that will pop up that have definitely been interrupted that'll be able to be deleted. But yeah, I've been kind of falling behind on regular TV watching. I did watch Charmed, and I watched Legacies as well. I still have Worst Cooks in America. I don't think I watched Hell's Kitchen. There was something else.
I keep up with the kids baking.
Oh, I didn't watch.
I think that's great.
I haven't watched SWAT yet. I watched all the Chicago Med, Chicago Fire. I haven't watched Chicago PD. That's still on there.
Girl, you do some TV time.
Oh, I do. I watch a lot of shows.
All these shows up.
Yeah, I do watch a lot of shows. So, and I did watch The Bachelor already. So, got that 2 hour in.
I actually want to, because HBO just started Snowpiercer. I got into that show when it was first started, and I was recording that, so I know I'm going to go and actually start watching it again without the interruptions of commercials on HBO preview or whatever it is. So that's I like that show, and the guy that played Ned Stark from Game of Thrones is in it, and I like him as an actor. No,
I don't watch anything live. I DVR everything that way I can fast
I don't
forward.
very often either. Yeah.
Even like on a night where I'm like, oh, this is on, like I'll let it get 35 minutes into it, and then I'll be like, oh, I can switch over and watch that now. That way I can fast forward.
In fact, Chuck kind of got a little upset the other day because I don't know what day of the week it was. Normally he's not around at that time. Or it's because the timing of the different shows, like starting up again. I think it was what it is. We had problems with too many recordings going on. We couldn't watch the TV. Oops.
Well, don't you? See, on mine, I can record 2 shows and then watch one that it's already
we were
recorded.
recording 4 shows. And we couldn't watch. The different channels completely, like they were like 2 of my shows were going on and 2 of his shows were going on.
Oh, see, we're lucky that way is because I have my own DVR and then he has his own DVR, and worst case scenario, I have one in here. Because I was at one point having too many shows that just of mine that I was always having to cancel something and jockey this and yeah.
Well, the funny part is that for the longest time, it was always my shows that were always recording. Now, ever since Chuck had several instances where he's been off work because of surgeries and not feeling well because of his breathing issues and being off work and in the hospital and coming home and recouping for several weeks at a time, he has really gotten into recording all of his shows on the History Channel as Ancient Aliens, and
See,
if Bigfoot was on, he'd be watching that.
Okay,
and
see. If
he
that's the
watches
stuff
Oak
he's-
Island.
If that's the stuff he's recording, I would have to just delete one of his that's recording so you can watch something, girl.
Well,
You'll never notice.
There's been a couple of times where it's like he'll be watching, and it's a recording. He'll fast forward through it. And I'm like, didn't I see this on a different? It's the same channel, but they just use the same footage and have somebody else narrating it. I'm like, I'm staring at the same crop circles. I know I am. Oh, yeah, I know. Sometimes they do that. I'm like, a lot of times they do that. And they make these 1 hour shows into 2.5 hour shows.
We have to have separate TVs because we are now watching the same thing.
That's where it's like you go upstairs or I stay downstairs or vice versa. You watch your.
Well, you know how it is when you're here. Is pretty much we're in the living room on my TV and he just goes off into the bedroom and
that works.
But
now he's got more recordings than I do.
I have a lot that records. I'm a little bit of a TV addict. What can I say?
Oh,
it is what it is. I mean, there's
hobbies.
worse things in life. I mean, you got to have something to watch while you're knitting.
Exactly.
So,
Especially since we can't be at each other's house, for 4 hours every night.
I mean, we could.
Technically.
It wouldn't even faze my husband. He'd be like, hey, Karen.
Tonight, Chuck asked me, are you going to go eat at Laura's?
Oh, and then I ended up feeding you. Well, that's funny. Yeah.
That is. He's like, is it one of those nights? Because I told him that Brett would be late with the snow plowing added to all the lovely snow that we got this time around.
Yeah, well, we haven't had anything up to this point. So,
no,
really,
it's been a mild, very mild.
Last few have been.
Mm-hmm.
So
we always prepare, and then it's like nothing.
Oh, I don't prepare. What do you do to prepare? I don't prepare. I laugh when they say we're going to get that much.
I think the other day we were supposed to get snow or something, and it really didn't end up to much of anything.
No.
On the way home, Chuck went to get bread, and because we were going to have breakfast for dinner, and he goes to stop to get bread, and he walks into the supermarket and is like, yeah, do you have any bread? She's like, if there is any, we got one loaf. He's like, what's the deal? We live in Illinois. It's like people haven't seen snow before.
Exactly. I don't know. That's crazy. So, okay. Well, we are going to get a move on because it's now 10 o'clock at night and we only have about an hour more of knitting. And podcast watching.
All right.
So remember to join our knit-along.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the Etsy store, Knit for Brains Designs. As usual, thumbs up, comment. If you haven't, subscribe, hit the little bell. It'll notify you anytime we put content up. Other than that, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.